podcast to talk about his CES debut is Dion Rubio. What's up, my man?
What's up, Steve? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing excellent, my man. Congratulations on getting the opportunity to fight for CES basically in your backyard, man. You made your
Yeah.
pro debut back in August for Cage Titans, came away with a second round finish in that fight, and now your second opportunity is for basically a promotion you've seen several of your training partners make their way of, man. How excited are you to get in there yourself, man?
I'm so excited. I'm so honored. Like you said, I've watched so many fights there to support, and now it's my turn. So it's so surreal almost. You know,
What was your thought process after that last fight? What were you thinking? Was it, whoever comes across with a pretty good matchup, or was it CES on your mind?
honestly, it didn't really matter. I just a little bit of a psycho. I just want to fight. So it doesn't matter where, who, for the most part. Obviously, I'm not going to be going against somebody who's like has a crazy amount of fights on their hand right now. Like I'm going to work up towards that, but definitely didn't matter. I wanted to fight home. People have been asking me for years, when am I going to fight at Twin Rivers? So it was something I would have liked to do, and it came my way, so it was perfect.
Excellent. And you're not going to be alone. You're going to have a few training partners there that are, you're helping get ready. They're helping you get ready. How, when CES is in town, there's always Triforce guys on there and usually more than one. How happy are you to be able to make that debut for, CES in their cage and have other training partners there alongside you?
It's awesome, especially since they all have experience. Gary's fought for them for years. Gary Boletto, Batman, and Ty made his professional debut with them in September or October. I can't remember. Um, so they've been there already. They know how it feels to fight at home. So it's just taking some knowledge from them, and not letting being at home take the most out of me. All those nerves. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, Tyreem got a later start in the amateur career, but he got to that CES cage first, and a huge support system for that kid in the game. And I mean, that feeds off to you as well. You're going to be going there, man. What are you expecting as far as your crowd? I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a Triforce crowd in there, man. But it's going to be your debut in that cage for CES, man. What's going to be going on as far as support for you and people cheering your way?
It's gonna be insane, man. I've had, even for Cage Titans, I had so many people that would drive up to come support me. Some of those fights I would sell out tickets, or come very close to, like, my pro debut. I had a lot of people supporting me, but now that I'll be making a CES debut, being home, I'm people are still asking me for tickets, and I'm trying to get more. So it's good. It's gonna be a big show out. It's gonna be loud. You're gonna have people screaming for Gary, Ty, me, Andre. It's just gonna be insane. It's gonna be wild. Like you said, it's Triforce in the house.
Excellent, my man. As far as I mean, there's going to be a lot of interchangeable parts that night. Who's going to try to be in your corner, or who's your set corner as far as now, because you guys are going to be moving all around that night?
So I obviously Pete's in our corners. A new addition to would probably be in my corner is I've been doing a lot of boxing work uh recently, and it's something that I want to add to my game, especially because the last fight and a couple other fights too. When I go against strikers, really good strikers, they I don't see many openings, so I'm not creating those openings, and then that's when I get hit with something, and that's what you saw in my last fight. I got hit. I went down, but I capitalized. But so I'm just sharpening up that. So I might actually have I'm probably gonna have Coach Vic in my corner too.
Vic Fagnet, man. A lot of fighters mentioning him. Tyreem also getting some work with Vic. Vic, a longtime boxing coach of great fighters in New England, a good friend of Nate the Snake there, and his boxing coach also, man. Man, that's great to have him there as just a backbone and that support, man, helping you with your hands there, man, evolving the game. And that was going to be something I was going to ask you. What have you picked up from like the last fight in this training camp? And it seems, you're getting them hands getting even with that great ground game you have as well, man. What do we look forward to seeing with Dion? I mean, your last fight, like you said, you had dug deep with a shot you took there, and then you just autopilot and went to your your bread and butter, and that's the jiu-jitsu, man. What do we expect to see here? What do you want to showcase in this fight?
I mean, anything and everything. It's MMA. I can't be one track mind. I kind of that's the example of me being one track mind was the Eddie George fight. I just wanted to take his head off, and he did a great job of baiting me into swing and then taking me down the whole fight. So that was a big learning experience. So just anything, man. I like throwing down too, but it's if I'm getting the better, then I gotta switch it up, and then if they're getting the better of me, I have to switch it up and go to my strengths, right? I can't play that person's tempo. I can't play that person's game because that's how I'm gonna lose. So it's just being aware of stuff like that. So I'll bang. If you want to try to grapple, we can do that too. It really doesn't matter with me. I don't really care too much.
Excellent, my man. Well, I can't wait to see what you got to offer in that CES cage. As far as we got less than 2 weeks now. What's left in training camp? It's Tuesday night now. I know Wednesday nights at Triforce is a big sparring night. So what do you got left as far as in the next week and a half or so?
Just a couple more hard days. Nothing too crazy. It's too close to the fight to be going too ballistic. Just making sure I'm doing things the right way, staying sharp, fixing little holes in my game, and just lose the weight. Lose the weight. I feel good though. The weights. This is nothing. I've done this enough times. I'm coasting.
Excellent, my man. Well, just to get your opponent's name in there, a kid coming in there from, I think he's from Florida, from Sanford MMA. I think he trains out of. That's a great gym. I think Randy Coster is in and out of that camp. A great camp, if that's the camp that our Topology is showing, man. He was 3-3 in his amateur career. He's making his pro debut against you. You've been there, not a few months ago, man. Oh, is there anything that you can take from what you see on this kid there, or is it just he's going to come in there probably a whole different animal? Is there anything that you've seen from him that you're excited to maybe challenge?
I mean, his last fight was 2019, so I don't know. There's not much to speculate. If you haven't fought in almost 3 years now, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's improved from what I saw, or I would hope he's improved from what I saw. You know what I mean? Because now there's a whole bunch of different elements. Now you're getting kneed in the head. Now you're getting elbowed in the face on the ground. That was a shock to me. Like I knew I could do that in the last fight, but even my opponent being off his back, he cracked me with a freaking elbow. And I was like, oh, I got to keep my head down. You know what I mean? Like elbows come from everywhere.
Yeah.
The knees to the face from stand up, like you dip your head down, you're more than likely going to get kneed in the face. If somebody gets good control on you. So, I don't know what he's going to do. I think from what I saw, he's definitely a grappler himself too. He seemed to have pretty good pressure. So, let's bring it. We can bang. We can tussle. It don't matter, man. Wherever he wants to take it, or wherever I want to take it, let's say, because I'm dictating.
Excellent, my man. Last question before I let you give your shout outs and stuff, man. Dude, you've been really busy on the jiu-jitsu circuit, getting a ton of mat time and tons of competitions out there. It's you're gonna be making your way to that CES cage on March 4th. How busy are you looking to stay this year? I mean, it looks like, at the beginning of the year, it's your second fight there as far as a pro. It's for CES, and you're getting a lot of grappling in. It looks like you have the hunger to compete, bro. What are you looking for in 2022 as far as staying busy?
Um, just take fights when I can get them. Um, especially when I take fights, not uh, especially with COVID. Um, you get sick, it's automatically now it's like, all right, is it COVID? You got to get tested. So, like my last fight, I ended up getting it. Um, so I ended up pulling out because it was like week of the fight, and I wasn't feeling good, and I don't want to. I've already had it multiple times, and I'm definitely not gonna fight feeling like that. So, staying healthy, like I have the fight coming up. I went out for my friend's birthday party. Oh, not birthday, I'm sorry. He just moved to Florida. And so we went out, hung out, celebrated with him a little bit, say goodbye. And I wore a mask. I don't want to wear a mask, but like I want to fight.
Yeah.
So I got to do what I got to do. Um,
One
yeah.
fight at a time, because like you said, it's unpredictable. From in 2 weeks, what's going to happen? How much fighting can happen and what can happen, man. So you're in there in a week and a half, bro. That's all that counts, man. So I can't wait. I'll be ringside. I'll be cage side. It's been so long since I've been at Bally's Twin Rivers, man. I'm just excited as you, man, to watch it and be in that atmosphere and just hearing the crowd roar for
Mhm.
that Triforce team there, man. So last thing, Dion, social media, sponsors, anything you want to say before I let you go, and I'll let you rest up tonight and get ready for the next week and a half before fight night.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. First and foremost, shout out to you, Steve. You have always been a huge supporter. Always since I started. You've been in the gym. You've interviewed me. Made me feel like somebody, somewhat of somebody when I was nobody. I'm still kind of nobody, but like I got a little bit more notoriety. But like you definitely help with that. So I
Thank you.
always want to say thank you to you. And of course, Triforce. I have all my great coaches and teammates, Pete Jeffrey, Keith Jeffrey, Ryan Chin, Greg Labello helped me, Nate Andrews helped me. I've worked with Richie Santiago, Dennis Paiva, Gary Boletto. I work with Ty. I've worked with so many people. Um, Leon Davis. There's just a vast array of people, so I love my Triforce family, not just my coaches and the people I named, but everybody there, because we all have a good environment and we all help each other get better. And I wouldn't be as good as I am, or have a record that I had in the amateurs, or be undefeated now as a pro, if it wasn't for these people. I'd also, my family and friends who supported me since day one, even especially my family. A lot of them didn't want me to fight, but they see that I work hard for this, and I'm able to execute and do well. So they're right there behind me all the time. So it means a lot. Um, I'd like to shout out my girlfriend Jenny. She's there for me. She helps out. She, puts up with the crankiness of weight cut, helps me with my meal preps. If I'm like running late, she'll make my protein for me. Whatever it is, she helps out. Um, I'd like to thank my sponsors. I have Software of America. Uh, they good friend and training partner too, Casey, runs that company, and he's teaches adults and kids how to code. So you can follow them on Instagram and look that up if anybody wants to learn, or their kids want to learn how to code. He's pretty knowledgeable. I have other sponsors. I have Boston Clone Co. I'd love to thank them as well for sponsoring me and Roadrunners Housing. Uh, I'm not 100% sure. It's Roadrunners. I'm blanking off the top of my head
It's all right, my
the
man.
rest of the name, but they do like renovations on homes and stuff. It's my mother's boyfriend. You know, he's a good guy. I appreciate him as well for supporting me. And then my Carlos Machado family. You know, they've always helped me out. And CES, I gotta thank them for giving me this opportunity.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure they're happy to have you, man. Another Triforce prospect in the house, man. And there's been plenty of them that have gone through that cage door, man. Last thing, social media, because we want to, check you out, man, and see what you're doing leading
Yeah.
up to this fight and in the future.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I'm gonna eventually have to maybe make like a professional athlete page because I hate social media. That's why my Instagram handle and my name on there is not my name because I just don't really care. But my Facebook, if you want to follow me, it's just my regular page. Dion Rubio, DionRubio. My Instagram, it's LISKLO, and you'll see a picture of me with dreads. I don't got them no more. But the name says Young Thunder. Again, I don't really want people. Yeah, Young Thunder. I just don't really care about social media, so I always had that. But I know nowadays it's kind of important with fighting, but whatever.
Hey, dude, your plate's full, man. Not have your girlfriend. Maybe she can help you out a little with the social media while she's making your oatmeal in the morning or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, my man. Hey, dude, pleasure catching up to you. I'm going to be seeing you on March 4th with the guys there. We'll be cage side watching you get your work there, man, and definitely have a word with you after and have the boys down in the podcast room again in the future and talk about what's next for you guys. All right.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. I'll see you Friday, and I hope everybody's ready for the explosions, fireworks. It's gonna be like a car crash. You know, Ty's gonna show up. I'm gonna show up. Gary's gonna show up. Andrea's gonna show up. Everybody's gunning. Everybody wants a W. Everybody's at home, so nobody wants to lose at home.
Excellent, my man. Well, March 4th, live on UFC Fight Pass. With that said, Dan, I will be seeing you in about a week and a half, bro. Thanks so much for the time, and you have a good night, man.
You too, brother.